I think that's been a big change over the past couple of years, certainly in my line of work, is trying to ensure that we have inclusion for all our pupils. So to do that, we needed something like the Clarion. When we're working with schools, sometimes they will say, oh, well, there's this child, they won't be able to take part, we'll have to pull them out. We are then able to turn around to them and say, no, you don't have to do that. We've got accessible instruments, and the Clarion is one of the options that we can look at. And that's a really positive thing for us to be able to do as a music hub. It's not for everyone, it's not for every circumstance, but it is certainly an option that can be looked at and has been used successfully in lots of our whole class programs. Using the Clarion in a special school it feels very natural because the children there take very easily to the iPad, and it's so tactile, and it works well for those children that have limited movement with their hands, as we had some children who played the Clarion with their feet or with their elbow, and so on. So that actually felt very a natural thing to do, to use that instrument. Some pupils automatically took to the Clarion. It was a real sort of instant love. There's one particular child I can sort of picture in my head who found it really hard to come into the room, even just stepping over the threshold of the door. But the Clarion was the thing that drew him into the sessions every time. And the Clarion allowed him to be part of an ensemble, even leading to him playing in a concert in front of an audience, which was unimaginable at the beginning of that program. I think it's a mixture of the sounds that were available on the Clarion plus the colours, and the colours and the patterns really attracted him and kept him engaged. Whereas in other parts of his school life, he certainly wasn't engaged. And in the mainstream classroom, the Clarion has been really useful again. We found that in our whole class music projects, sometimes the instruments that are chosen by the school are not actually ideal for every child in the class. Steel pans isn't right for everybody. And we tried the Clarion instead with a pupil who has cerebral palsy and was struggling to actually hold sticks and reach the instrument and so on. And the move to the Clarion was like night and day, because suddenly this child could access music sessions alongside their mainstream friends, and there was suddenly no issues, no barriers. So reason one to use the Clarion is accessibility for the pupils. And that doesn't matter what school and what setting you're in. It is very easy to set up, it is very easy to learn, and the children themselves will very quickly get the hang of the screens and how to move between the different areas of the Clarion. Reason two, it's an instrument. The Clarion is an instrument. It is not just an app that makes noises. So I think that's what makes it stand out from some of the other things that are out there. It has that expressive quality. It feels like you're playing an instrument, and it's not just a sound maker. Introducing the Clarion is a quite a new experience. There were a few things I worried about, particularly in mainstream. I didn't want to single out a pupil and have them sort of feel like they had something that was different than everybody else. But actually, that never ever became a problem. And every time I've used it within a class, whether it's with ukuleles or steel pans or whatever, it's not been an issue. And one thing I would say is that you need to get other people on board. So you need other teachers, you need your TAs, you need your support to help you. So it's good to get them introduced to the Clarion as well, show them how easy it is to set up, how easy it is to make your own screens, and then allow them to help do that. And actually, they're really willing to once they're there.